Hey, what's good? What's Gucci? You know who it be. Although you may not know who it be, because you know my uploads have been pretty not too spaced out, but you know I try to get at least, you know, the videos have been like 2 to a week, and I really apologize for that. You know, I've been trying to do 3 and 4, but like I've been working a lot more. Like I've been working like with school, you know, I don't have any time during the day, and then I still work after school, and then by the time I come home I don't have any time to record videos because my parents are at home. So I've been struggling. But that's why it's been more discussion videos than gameplay, because I can usually do discussions with around like 5 to 10 minutes, whereas gameplays usually take over that much, and so I don't have time for that right now. But don't worry, they will be coming back. It's just expect more of a discussion sort of thing for now, and then when I can get more time to do gameplays will come back. But anyways, today we're doing a Dissidia discussion, which I haven't talked about Dissidia since like May, but the reason I haven't is because we haven't had any news since then. And then I was going to have some more videos, you know, before then, but I was gonna do it with my man Kai, but we haven't had time to set up, you know, times for us to get together and work on, you know, collabing on a video. It's been like very tough, and especially now I don't have any time to collab with like anybody. Like I don't have time. I barely have time for myself to make a video, so to collab with anybody else, man, that'd be I never have time for that. So instead, I just decided to go ahead and make this video myself, and that's possible characters, or some characters, at least about 4 characters I'd like to see in the new Dissidia Final Fantasy. Now, I was reading an article the other day that actually stated that at the game's release, I think they said there were going to be like 16 characters, or like 8 or 16 characters, so like it wasn't going to be, I think they said 16. At like release, it was going to be 16, and that over time they were going to add more and more characters, and then at the end, there were going to be around 50, about 50 plus characters, which is a good thing. Which is a really good thing, because you know the last games I think had about, the last ones had about around 30ish to 40, I think. So 50 would be good. 50 would be good. We can add a lot more characters and things like that. And there are 4 characters that I'd like to see personally, you know, getting in the game, because these are characters, you know, who either have been in games in the past or are coming up in the games in the future. Hint hint, wink wink. Anyways, let's go ahead and get into it. So before I go ahead and reveal my my choices for this, if you could go ahead and hit that like button, don't forget to subscribe, man, share the video, comment down below, and if you want to follow me on Twitter, that link is in the description below, son. Also, I got a note on the story. The story is not going to be the same as usual as it was in the past Final Fantasy Dissidia. It's not going to revolve around Chaos and Cosmos this time. It's going to be a whole different story, so thought I'd throw that in there, and why some of my character choices are what they are, and not just the evil and the good guy. So first off, we're going to go ahead and start it off with young Sapphiron, that being Lightning's sister. Now, the reason I want Sarah in the game is not just because she's Lightning's sister, but because I feel like she's really overshadowed by Lightning, and I feel like it'd be cool to have her in the game and have her, you know, have some of her own spotlight. Now, I know she had her own game, obviously. She had Lightning, you know, not Lightning Returns, Final Fantasy 13-2, which is more centered around her and my second choice. But like, I would like to see her in the City of Final Fantasy, because like the only person we've ever had represent Final Fantasy 13, and after like the 4 games Final Fantasy 14 has had, has been Lightning, and that's because at the time, you know, Lightning was the only character that we've ever had. But I mean, look, yo. Look, I really want her to be in this next game, because, you know, get her some more spotlight, you know, because even though she had her own game, a lot of the center focus is more on Lightning. So I would like to see her be implemented in the City of Final Fantasy. That, and I just like her design a lot. Even though she's Lightning's sister, she looks like Lightning, but she looks different, you know. Like, she looks like, you know, Lightning's more of like a tomboyish kind of girl. You know, she's fine, don't get me wrong, but she got like the haircut. She's more like a robotic kind of girl, you know. She like takes care of her job. But Sarah, she's like a normal female, so I'd like to see her be in the game. That, and I think we need some more females in the game as well, because, you know, I mean, I like female characters a lot too. I mean, I understand, you know, having the majority male, but I'd like to see some more female characters get into the game. Alright, so for my number 2 choice, like I low-key hinted earlier, it'd be Noel Kreese, the other protagonist of Final Fantasy 3 Psych 13-2. I don't know why I said 3 instead of 13. He's actually in 13. So Noel, he's just a character I'd like to see in the game, you know, with his multiple weapons of options. Like, if you played the game, if you haven't played the game, you know, just go look him up on like Wikipedia and whatnot. He has like a lot of different options. He has like a long sword and he has like a short sword. I think he'd be a pretty unique character in the game. you know, compared to other characters who just use like plain swords or, you know, plain this and that, a bow and arrow. You know, I think he could be a pretty unique character with like the long sword and the short sword combo. I'd like to see that at least. I'd like to see it. That, and he has a pretty, you know, he has a pretty good a pretty big part, I should say, in the story. So I'd like to see him be in the game. That'd be 3 Final Fantasy 13 characters, which is good enough for me. I mean, obviously you could add more than that, but me personally, I would like to see him in the game. You know, a lot of people may be like he's just gonna be another, you know, typical Final Fantasy anime type character, but I think he could have a pretty decent moveset, with especially with his weapons and his battle attire and things like that. And you know how they, you know, revamp designs from Dissidia Final Fantasy, so I think he could really stand out in that sort of game. So I'd like to see Noble, you know, show up in this game, and we could even have his Assassin's Creed DLC outfit. That would be, bro, I would lose my mind if they put that in the game. I would lose my mind if they put that in the game, yo. I would flip, yo. I would straight flip. But anyways, yeah, I think that they could definitely add him and call it a day. You know, I think that he should just definitely be in the game, you know, alongside Sarah. If not Sarah, at least just Sarah and Lightning. That would be enough for me. So on top of that, add Noah. Okay, so skipping Final Fantasy 14, because Final Fantasy 14 is really a more online multiplayer kind of thing, and so like you can't really pull a character from there. That's why, you know, the new girl like with the gray hair and the fox ears, she's in the game, because you can't really pull a character from there because it's multiplayer. But anyways, my third choice is obviously it's gonna be Noctis, man. It's gotta be Noctis. He has to be in the game. He has to be in the game, yo. Like, there would be no reason for him not to be in the game. The man screams arcade fighting game. The way he fights, you know, being able to teleport from place to place, having like vanish, like he's almost like Bart's, except he doesn't copy others' abilities. He has his own weapons. He has like the snap vanish weapons, bro. Like, and then look at the man's appearance. Like, look at him. Like, he just looks like that dude. He's that homie. He is the badass. Like, come on, bro. You have to put him in the game. You have to, man. You have to. I know you've seen the gameplay. You've seen the gameplay. The man can just snap vanish with weapons out of thin air. He can use them to teleportate to other locations. Like, bruh, he's literally built to be put in like a fighting arcade game. He has to be that, and it'd be pretty good promotion for Final Fantasy 15. You know, obviously with the game releasing probably sometime next year, I think that it would be pretty good for them to go ahead and import him into the game, because I think that's when Dissidia Final Fantasy will probably end up releasing, because they already have the arcade out and whatnot. So I think around, if it does end up releasing next year, it'd be a good promotional material, whether the game releases before or after, for people to go ahead and pick up Final Fantasy 15. Like, oh, there's this really raw character in the game, there's really badass character in the game, Noctis. Oh, I want to go pick up Final Fantasy 15 now. I just think it'd be good for them, you know. I think it'd be good for them, and I think he's like really he's like what's the word? Like a vanilla choice? Not a vanilla choice. Like a shoe-in. Like, he has to be in the game. Like, how would they not implement him into the game? I know he may not be a part of the original like 16, but you know, when they get to like the 50+ characters, why would they not put him in the game? They have no reason not to. I just think that he should be in the game, not just to promote 15, but that, and he'd be a really, really raw character, man. The gameplay he has in 15, they can amp that, give him a new design. Even though his design that he has right now is really raw, like, he would be amazing, yo. He would be a top tier character. I can feel it. He would definitely be a top tier character. That's why I think Noctis should be in the game. Okay. So for my fourth and final, so I can keep this video, you know, not too long for you guys, you can just get my character choices and go ahead and go on with your day. My fourth and final, it's also from Final Fantasy 15. Jesus, I cannot speak. And that is Stella Florete. Look, I don't know how to say her last name, but Stella from Final Fantasy 15. Now, she's like technically sort of in the game. She's technically evil, but like she's not evil. She's just on the evil side, but she's not evil. She's like an anti-hero almost. I mean, we don't know yet. Obviously, we don't have the story or the gameplay for Final Fantasy 15 yet, so we don't know what she is, but it does seem like she's on the darker side, even though she's not evil. It doesn't look like she's evil herself, but we don't know yet. But I mean, look at her character, yo. Look at her character. Like, the description of it, the way she fights, it just like, bruh. It's just like, bro, like, come on now. Like I said earlier, more female characters. She's more of a magician. We could use another magical type character. Even she could be like a magical, like, sword type, like weapon, magical duel type character. I'd like to see that. I'd like to see her be one of that. So you know, we haven't seen her gameplay. We've seen like her appearance and things like that. But I just like to see her in the game, yo. I would like to see her over anybody else. Add Stella. Like, if they're gonna add anybody else, I mean, that'd be fine. But I want them to add Stella. So that's just me though. That's just me. I don't have like that many points. I just like her design. First off, she like, bae, like really bae, like girl. And then she can also material-wise weapons from thin air. She also has the snap vanish weapons. Like, bruh, we can just throw both of them in there. Like, dude, add Stella, man. Just add her, okay? Just add her. Square, you would be missing a huge opportunity by adding her, man. More females, and she's raw. Like, come on now. Come on. But anyways, y'all, that's really all I've got for this video. I wanted to keep the discussion quick, man, because you know I'm trying to make these videos really, you know, not too short, not too long, but not too short. You know, something that you can watch and then, you know, comment, you know, discuss, and then be on with your day. So anyway, if you enjoyed, man, go ahead and hit that like button, don't forget to subscribe, comment down below, share that video, follow me on Twitter, man. I'll hopefully have some more Dissidia news in the future. I did this discussion because there hasn't been any news dropping, so I wanted to definitely, you know, still get to those people who like Dissidia and be like, hey, yo, like I still love the game, and I'm gonna cover every news bit that drops. So, anyways, that's all I've got for today. Till blah blah. Till next time, you guys. I'm gone. Peace.